Just hit live, go live. But I just want to make sure that it's showing up on the page.
So, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm often when I say good morning, I think of is it a good morning or a great morning? Or is it a morning to prepare for struggle? Or is it kind of the day where I'm going to have to do what I was told to do by the ancestors, by the Creator, while I was being instructed during the course of the night? Because I might not sleep, but I feel like I'm being instructed. There was a lot of instruction last night. There was not a lot of sleep. So I think I was looking forward to this morning, but also getting here. So I'd like to know, what did it take for you to get here and to be so, appear to be so ready for something we've never done before? For something we've never done before. What did it take for you to get ready? Miss Roberta, you drove the farthest to get here. And you have put all of this together on the technical side. So, what did it take for you to get here this morning?
Well, like you, I was getting lots of instructions, and I didn't do a lot of sleeping either. So when my alarm went off at 3 o'clock, I thought, a video? Like, no, it just seemed like I just laid down. And I did my check-ins, and I and Manu were walking through the door at 5 o'clock. I called Robert in a panic, and I said, Robert, this traffic is heavier than I thought. I might be 10 minutes late, but I made it on time. So, like I said, we got so spoiled with Zoom that it cuts out all that drive and everything. So to have to do it, I use that time to just settle myself and be present.
Well, it's great to have you. I don't want to just go around in a circle. I'd like for people to just kind of jump in, speak as you want to. So.
I had to affirm myself this morning because I had just in thinking about being here, so I had nerves. So I really just had to affirm myself and speak life, pray. So that's what helped me get here. Little magnesium.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
The magnesium too. Thank you.
Well, I definitely went through some things this morning. I did grow up talking with Ms. Roberta and Manuel about the technical side, making sure we had everything on that end. But so I was calm about the whole process of getting everything set up. But I went to my car and I could not get in my car. My alarm stopped working and I just couldn't get in. So I'm scrambling, trying to go back to the house, trying to find batteries, trying to figure out everything. And 30 minutes later, I was able to get in my car and get here and made it in time. So thankful that I made it here.
And you had a ways to drive too.
I did.
Yeah, quite a ways.
This morning I had to, so it's just stuff that I'm going through and dealing with the organization and all this kind of stuff. So, but it was like I almost seen coming here is like an outlet, like away from all of. I didn't really know what to expect.
But you probably definitely didn't expect that we will all be here in such kind of
Yeah.
all this activity.
It was, yeah, I did. But I didn't know that what to expect, but I was excited. I was excited to be coming to the Cultural Wellness Center, and I was excited to come and see you ladies. So, and I didn't know really who I was going, but I was excited to come here this morning, and I seen it as a out because it's always like work, work, work. So it was almost like an outlet away. This is an outlet for me out of work. So that's what I was. Yeah.
Lori, how did I prepare to get here today? I don't know. Sade woke me at 6. The invitation comes from that are dear to me. I looked as if I was being called. So I try not to do things if I want to go do them. But if I'm called or I'm called, then it's usually a place I'm supposed to be. And then it's not such a chore to do. So I did, I woke up on time and I thought I would be like, I had this idea in my mind that I had to just decide about being tardy.
Yes.
So I continue my ritual to open my plants, my tea. Then I found a whole bunch of pink stuff to wear, so I was like, the outfit is there. So the hard part is presented itself to me as light works. I feel like I'm.
Appreciate it very much. Are there a couple things that were said that by now you all know that I pick up on things that you say that really kind of set the tone for where we are. One of them was you're using the word pray. I did my prayer. And so part of the personal work that I've been doing is studying prayer and praying. And so you'll notice that when I'm studying something, I study it from the inside. And then all of a sudden, there is a book that someone else has written that really confirm or verify, or in some cases, give me a deeper level of wording. Not a deeper level of thought, but a deeper level of wording of how to talk about this. So I have this book, which is really quite kind of very old book, written by someone who is not African, but has this idea about Kabbalistic, or the Kabbalah, Kabbalistic words, keys to the Lord's Prayer. So what jumps out at me, of course, is keys to the Lord's Prayer. So when we think about praying, even in the work that we're doing with our motherhood, Black mothers, Black mamas, one of the things that everyone knows about us is when we pray, things happen.
Yes.
And the things that happen are also things that come from a place inside of us, not necessarily us as individuals, but that goes all the way back to origin. So when you think about things that go all the way back to origin, and if you think of this prayer that goes all the way back to origin, who was praying with you this morning? Who was praying with you this morning? What was it? Was it like a begging, please help me to get out of here and get on time and look good? Was that the prayer? Or what was it? And who was with you?
My grandmother, I was with Theodora Williams. And it was really, it was not a begging, but it was speaking into existence that which is within.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, manifesting, what is within in the form of words, vibrations.
Mhm. Yes.
Mine was my mother,
Yes.
and it was like, "You got this. You can do it." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a morning person, so so it was like, but just like I said, I've been worried about things with work, so it was like, you got this. You're good. Going on over here to the cultural awareness center with Mother Atum and Sister Peace. And going on over here because you got this. And I always hear, "Be still and know that I am God."
Mm.
So that was with me this morning.
Wow. So, um, who was with you, or did you, Sade?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that?
Well, just hearing music, like music in the morning helps. And I didn't get into prayer in the house, but when I came outside, there was a stop, and my eyes ascended, and I saw the moon,
Mhm.
and it was just gratitude. And I love to start my prayers with gratitude. And normally there's an open-ended kind of who, what, when,
Mhm. Mhm.
where. Please don't let me add nothing I want, because I mess all that up. Then I be on the cleanup team, but I haven't gotten to that part yet. But I do remember that moment of gratitude, and I will say that in that gratitude, I have a son who's a 16-year-old ancestor, and he was with me. Because in all things give thanks, in all things be grateful.
Mhm.
And so that moment, I love the moon, I love the sun. So to see the moon and not the sun, I was expecting the sun over that part of my house, but it was moon, and so I thought of my son, and I was grateful.
Mhm. Mhm. So the reason we're here and this concept of prayer is, you've just, and you didn't know this, I don't think, but you just mentioned why we're here, which has to do with the rising sun.
Mm.
The rising sun, SUN,
Mm-hmm.
which really is the reason that I wanted us to really give thought to Black mothers, sons, SON, rising. So the rising SUN, and then the SON, and one of the other books that I came across that actually someone gave it to me because of the work that I'm doing once again. Um, it's called God is a Black Woman.
That's right.
So I just wanted to make it clear that I didn't say this, she said it.
Okay.
However, in this idea of Black mamas, Black mothers, mothers of Black sons, mothers of Black sons who, at this point in time, rising, our sons are rising. What did we have and what do we have as mothers who know how to pray, who know how to come when we are called, who know how to listen, who know how to accept instruction, and what we do with instruction is to take it back through kind of our place of origin and see, is this instruction, am I going to follow this or not? Because with instruction, I don't know about you, but I have to say, who is this coming from? Because a place where our original instruction came from the Creator. In this period, many generations later, the systemic uh, process of getting us to be something that we're not someone who we're not. There's some instructional, basically, that tells us you are not close as we know we are to God. You are not um, in God, of God. And the word about God becomes the divine, the creator. So as I'm as I'm attempting to uh, get us to a place where we understand to the deepest places of our soul that we been with life, living creation from the beginning of time.
Mm.
So once again, this idea of our sons, your 16 son, some of the instruction comes from him, right?
Mm.
Mama, don't forget what you said to me. So the sun's rising has to do with the teachings, and the talking that our sons now actually reflect back to. So we get to be clear that we've said something and done something, and that we have another opportunity to do something else so that our sons, the son, will rise. So give me your uh, response to that. I know I said a lot, but there is so much to say about it, so I want to keep it so um, that it's also your experience. So let's start with that. Is that your experience? Your SON sons or son and the son?
When I think about the sun rising and I think about my own physical son, he's the reason why I am pushed and encouraged every single day to get up and keep moving forward when I see the sun rising. He is the whole, well, one, he's my only child. He's the only person that I gave. And so, even when I feel discouraged or anything like that, I wake up the next day. No matter what happened yesterday, when you wake up and the sun comes up, you get a whole nother chance to start over again, a whole nother chance to do this differently. And then my actual physical gives me reason to start all over again. So that's how I.
That's so powerful, though. So what is that? What is this reason that comes with you being a mother,
Mhm.
once again, a black mother,
Mhm.
and this son giving you a reason,
Yeah.
just by his very presence, by his by his very presence.
Uh, Knowing that I can't give up. I can't dwell on whatever happened yesterday because he has a future that a bright future that I want to see for him. And so that reason gives me that also that motivation. Um, Everything that I'm doing in my life is literally to make a better life for my son that he didn't ask. You know? So
Yes.
It kind of goes back to our conversation around heritage.
Mhm.
And
Heritage versus history.
versus history.
Mm.
This, where we have an obligation to feel the promises of those that were before us, our ancestors before us, left us a path to continue to follow along the path and getting up every day and making it possible for our children. So I have two sons. And I remember as I was raising my two sons, before I had children, I said, I'm not like mom. Too strict. I was, you know, but then again, as I got older, I look at children, look at us, the children that my parents raised.
Mhm.
And there was something there they did that I didn't do. I wanted my sons to be, speaking especially with, to be everything that my brothers were. And I look at my son now, who has a son, and look at, is he following that same instructional path that was given that I gave to him in his son? And I and I'm hoping and trusting and believing even those things. It's a new day and age for uh, than it was for my brothers, and even for my sons. So, and so I am trusting that he is hearing
Mhm.
and he's imparting those things that he is hearing
Mm.
to do some, do the
The rising.
rising of his son, even the black fathers have to take instructions. It's like the mothers have to take instructions.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
brought it
sure.
full circle with that heritage, like generational footsteps that walk alongside us, walk before us.
You remind me, Miss Roberta, of something I grew up with years, listening and thinking about what is happening to us as women, like what's happening to Black men. And there is a saying that come from my mother's women around that said that people say that we love our sons and raise our daughters. Do you? Well, what is it? What is that saying? We love our sons and raise.
Because when you talked about the raising of the son, I thought about the raising of
Yeah.
my son, which raising, growing,
Yes.
modeling, um, believing,
Yes.
speaking, and the difference is I have two sons. One is 31, one's a sister, and I have a girl who's 18. And I really didn't raise her. I just kind of kept the fence around her and made sure nobody stepped on her.
Oh, okay.
So I just kind of slipped nothing. But this being goes on its own. My science experiment, right? And
You did no intentional
I'm
nothing.
not rubbing your nose. Okay, don't wipe your nose. Okay, wear your clothes. Okay, you wear your bed. It doesn't match. Okay, we want to jump in the bed. Okay, we want to splash in puddles. I wanted to give her that freedom.
But then, see, now
That
that's
I-
powerful. So where did that
Uh,
intentionality about that come
that freedom from watching Europeans give their children that freedom to
from?
stand on a table at a park. Kayla, climb a tree, run. There's no, I didn't hear stop, you're gonna hurt yourself. I heard safe. Take care of your body. So I removed that fear-based mindset on raising her. And now I can let her move through her stuff. Because if I look at it too closely, I attach to it. And it's my stuff. With the boys, we call them boys, even though there's an ancestor and one's still here, there's two boys. With the boys, it's more so, we were the original three. So three of us were just, that's it. It's more so, can I do it and show you and a certain type of relationship with you now that I've helicoptered raising my son. I don't want nobody to say nothing. Yeah. And it's different when parenting an adult child. And I do see him show up as that father of my grandson, and allow me and him to even have separate where I'm the old that he trusts. I'm the one that he goes to. And so the concept of time has totally with this new awareness of parenting. It seemed like I had to 18. Well, look at the time. We're still here. That there has not been message of your freedom. All the messages about your freedom have been not free. There's not been messages of your health and wellness. All the messages have been about your emotions not being you fail, get up, stop crying, you okay? Let's put a pop finger, take it to the doctor later. All the messages have been around. The messages have been around waiting on you to hurt yourself, waiting on you to go to jail. You know what I mean? Or be in a box. Like just that deficit-based language around Black people, and it's very good. I allowed it. I didn't say it. I gave it permission from the music and the clothing and the peer groups. Both my boys play hockey, so to immerse themselves in cultures that aren't intentionally warred upon with messages around blackmail, loss of life, loss of privileges, loss of freedom. And so I think the ascension of, of the son represents for me and transition, which was called to tend to our sons, even the young man who took my son's life, tend to them differently. Because there has to be this message of a collective issue.
Yeah.
I'm brave enough because I've been called. That means
Yes.
I don't have to know how, I just got to know that way. And to be able to do that with him makes me have to have the patience with him. But so often as Black mothers, we're like, well, if you're not going X, Y, and Z, you might as well elemental P out of here. The streets and share space with other broken, hurt young people. And they show us their pain. I'm like, stop, I'm here. Your arm hurts bad, your girl, this is when you let me care for you. When you're a bad Black man. I just took a shower. Well, Black men take bubble baths too. Let me cook you a soup to warm your soul. And after that time, you just fell asleep for like 24 hours. That's not the risk of my family for 2 months, maybe. But to know that's my role to stay grounded. As that sun rises, you
Yes. Oh, thank you for giving us the there was so much in what you said that but I want to see if there's anything that's said that triggered for you. And I use triggered here on purpose, not that triggered for you. Um, a memory that you're having as you think about your son or sons. 'Cause there's a lot for me. I this could be an ongoing, but go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you for magnesium because it does bring up all of these visceral, you know, triggering experiences that I've had. Because I have three sons, I have three adult children, and I when I think about my way of parenting, we're very intentional about parenting my daughter with this level of freedom. Um, I have always, for a long time, I think because my mother did all of the beautiful things that she did, uh, whether it be intentional or not, I think that one of the greatest teachers in my relationship with my mother has been the level of fear that she has parented me with. And so with my boys, I, I don't know where this thought came from, but many years ago, I had this thought like, yeah, it don't belong to me, through me. Like many things come through, and so, they're just a constant reminder that I'm here for this moment. Um, and so we are portals. And it's such a gift to the journey with these young people, because they're all doing different things right now. And so it almost feels like little pieces of my heart, big pieces of my heart, different places. Hurting, I want to control because I want to protect because we've been so brutalized. I'm a mama bear, for real, like many of us. And so I want to protect. But yeah, I think that's the main thing that it brings up for me is just like they've come through us, but they belong to God, they belong to the Creator, first and foremost.
Mm, thank you. Yes.
Um, well, there were a few things that came up for me. One was um, around consciousness and the consciousness of the sun rising every day. And I think about that in terms of how I try to raise both of my children. And there's a 7-year gap, and I have my first son. And I think that's changed because my consciousness, right? And so I don't spank her or anything. However, I was conscious about allowing my son to be free, to I had a lot more patience, and so in that aspect, I felt like that I was raising my daughter, you know, and his the consciousness they both show different contradictions or my strength, and so him he's a Jew, and he questions. And I didn't grow up. I don't question my mom or dad and anything. So it was an adjustment to all that to happen. With that, I see him showing me spaces in growth, in raising my consciousness to a different level of as well. Because I have to pause before I answer. You asked before who is different things coming. I have to say, okay, fear or my emotions. I respond because, you know, it just takes a lot sometimes when you raise your children kind of in the way you kind of with certain freedom. See that happening? Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. No, not like that. So what in a lot of ways, because you don't, you're learning. Person, spirit brings their own, um, bring their own personalities, their own mind, their own way of being in the world. And so, how do you nurture those? It's definitely a consciousness in raising both of them, but knowing who they were as Black people and to raise them in community. Also, the community here is definitely on a higher level, making sure that heritage and culture, they were native tradition, um, Medic tradition, and they learned different rituals and were part. And so, yeah, and they had Black men around them because they had their father. So it just raised up the consciousness.
Sure. I'm aware of the fact that you say this woman has written a book, and I'm aware that each of you have a book that you can write, hopefully will write about all of what you just said. Because there are many the things that you said. I want to kind of tie a few things together because we are going to do it 3 times this year. And that's why we say one of three, because we want to continue the conversation on time. But there are a couple of things that's been said this morning that I want us to really kind of, the Christian prayer is what? That Christian prayer that we all know. Our Yep. That, and we all know. It's like we all know A, B, C. We all know that. We also, once again, yes. You don't know that.
I just thinking about how automatic those prayers are.
Yes.
But then when I'm hovering over that sink and I'm weaving and I'm rolling out the bed on my knees.
Yes.
I don't know where he at or what
Yes.
happened. And I need him to rise again
Yes.
because of who he is. So when you said it, it just my body automatically will sustain me with a nice and those where you gotta just birth them again. Poorly done, and you can feel it in your crawl. Those prayers.
Do not say our Father, does it?
No.
What does it say?
Prayer.
Yes, and it says. What else?
Protect. That hedge of protection wrapped all around and about them. So no hurt, harm, or danger will come nigh unto their dwelling.
So that's the prayer you're just.
Yeah. You know, universal prayer, our Father, and all of that. But I'm telling you, as a Black mother raised in the church, going back to them old mothers that used to sit with you and teach you the word of God, to speak over your children. You talked about manifesting. You talked about manifesting. Speak those words over your children. But I want to say something that triggered me when she talked about her daughter. I have two sons and a daughter. And I think about my daughter went away to college and returned. Even as close as we are, she is never home. My sons, they they return home. And when I say return home, I mean after they went away to college and after we paid internships and lived a little bit, they moved back. My middle son moved back close to me. And I really think that sons, we do nurture our sons in ways that we don't nurture. Um, uh, my daughter, day one, like it was like right out of the womb, she right. And, and that didn't necessarily mean planned, and she's been gone since day one. But there's not a day that go by that I don't talk about Franklin. There is something different in Brian than it is. There's something different in Ernest as in Keisha. But so I had to think about that. What you said about your daughter. Did I do something differently with her than I did with my son? Do I need, because I need to make things right, in
Oh, but see, so uh, uh, um, this is so a part of where this chapter in our lives, black black women.
Mhm.
This is a chapter in our development that we have to take a moment and which is one of the reasons that I wanted to be here with you is that we have to take a moment now in this chapter of our and take a closer look at the questions that you both, all of you actually, are raising. So one of the things I did not want to miss, just in terms with um, Christianity, and you talked about it being a universal, because it's really not universal. The kind of prayer, it's a Christian prayer. Other religious traditions and people and ways of thinking about the divine talk about God in very different ways and talk about the divine in different ways. And I think the chapter we're in terms of our own development as women on the planet, as um, the one on the planet who have in kind of in what I would call contract with God. This idea of contract has to do with the womb, and so we talk about the womb of the Black mother. And many people have done some writing about it. But this chapter in our lives give us the time and place, and I'm going to say opportunity to really understand the position, as you talked about the womb, the position of the womb as a test case. What do you do? What do you have to offer in terms of nutrients for life to be what life has to be in order to survive? So just think about it from that point of view. What are the ingredients within the womb? Or what are the ingredients in the womb? The things that come through to sustain, to grow, sustain, all the things that have to do with life. And I'm not asking you to answer this morning, but I'm suggesting that is the chapter of our lives now. Yes, of course.
Well, what keeps just playing in my Sunday, I did kind of a group like this. It was a circle, a circle of mothers. However, there was different nationalities of women that were mothers that were in this circle. But I ended up just saying it out of my mouth. I had, I was just like, I don't believe that any other nationality of women have endured what the black woman and the black mothers have endured.
And this was
We-
just this past
This was
That,
this
that
past
gives
Sunday.
you we haven't talked, right? And that gives confidence that this chapter we will all be having this discussion wherever we are. And we just wanted to let other people know we having this discussion. Y'all having it. Let's kind of think about what comes right now, what gives that we are having to have this in this chapter in our debate. Sorry, I interrupted.
It's okay, Mother too. Sometimes when it's brewing up, it's so expensive. You gotta get it out.
Yes.
The black mother in particularly, I don't even feel, I know from everything that I have witnessed and seen with my own eyes and actually lived through raising my own son. First of all, we have to have a fear and a worry on our shoulders that like, let's just be real here. Like when I was sitting there with Caucasian mothers and mothers of different nationalities, the black mother, first of all, a lot of us, I know that I am a single mother. I am raising and I have for the last 18 years old, the last 15 years now, raised my son without a biological father. And so we have a, a lot of us, a huge percent of us, as Black women, that other nationality of women, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying at a high, we have to wear a hat that other nationalities of women have not had to wear. Because we have had to be the head of the household and raise our boys and raise our children, be the breadwinner, and all of that. So we can't even talk about that part without mentioning that part, you know? And so, but it's real for us, and we're carrying hats that I feel or know and have seen that other nationalities of women are meant to wear.
I want to, yes.
I just wanted to, because you said something about that prayer, and then you talked about years. You talked about like what's the ingredient,
Yes.
and that prayer is I don't know.
You don't know what?
Like I don't know. Like you said, like give me the strength. Look, where you at? Just talking about like part of that ingredient is face with him. Something else I watched when I did my teaching license. I had a internship at Blake and I had an internship with MPS, and I saw the different messages communicated aesthetically. And so in many episodes, you got the shells crammed with glue sticks and crayons, and over here you just got 9 pencils on one shelf. There's 15 children in each. This message of abundance is there. They also show young children.
Yes.
So when I'm praying and you in my face, and I want to know where you, because you can I tell a 31-year-old still down, and then I say, you know what? I know you're gonna be good, because I'm gonna. And so to
What did you call it?
I call it a faith walk. It's
Yeah. And so that, I had a call every day. There was a shooting. Is it your other son? There was a shooting. Is it your other son? And I was just like, I'm not praying for what I don't want because my fear is me praying for it. I have no it hit the line with like a soundtrack and a holy and TV and cameras, and I'm like, give me like I promise. Because it's in your word. And I came to you and you said if your people call by your name, don't let me use your word and it get
Yeah.
like that. I have to let him know. I don't really have no and you have years. 31, you don't have it all. You have till 40. I'm my life. You have time. You're growing through it. I believe in you. I see you. I remember you were, and I'm speaking life to that thing. And so
Wow.
those prayers
Yes.
are without him and with him. And then I get the call. He's like, look, I'm Lord. You ain't kept up with the idea on running in 31 years. And then he that's what prayers do.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, I know somebody has a watch. I know we're coming to close.
6 minutes.
We're at 6 minutes. But now here's what we're gonna leave. I know it's too short, but we have coming more time too. But today sets the stage for the other 2 Thursdays. But here is what we have to leave with today because it's so consistent with what we talked about in a very specific way, though. We look at human origins. I wanted us to leave with this. This year is the 50th celebration of the extraordinary discovery of Lucy, which provided the first documented proof that our human ancestors walked upright on 2 feet at least as early as 3.2 million years ago. When we think about there is something right now that we must get involved in from our own point of view that has to do with the Institute of Human Origin. So looking at human origin, Lucy was found by Donald Johnson and Tom Gray, uh, on November 24th, 1974, at the site of Hadar in Ethiopia. The name Lucy and really came to her. She has an Ethiopian name, but the name Lucy came to them to give her because they played this song by the Beatles as they were celebrating easy because they had found this particular evidence. And the song is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So if you go back and find the song and just listen to it, so that's what they gave her the name. And then is that once again, is that they put together pieces, just took time. They had the resources to put together all the pieces to provide the evidence of this human origin, this skeletal, this all the different pieces, the bone has lasted through this period of time. As I said, the celebration is in 2024. And we have not heard about it before, but I'm suggesting that we now know about it and we spend our time in 2024 celebrating what we can know about human origin because Black women know that, as this sister said, she said God is a Black woman. Looking at the Black and all of those things is in her. What will we look at as we study ourselves as being proven to be the first evidence of human existence on the planet. In Ethiopia, as we look at those images, we can see ourselves in it, know ourselves from it, and also go back to this point about time. It hasn't been 18 years or 18 minutes or 31. My oldest son is in his 60s. And my son who prepared breakfast for us this morning in his 60s, 50s. I don't know. 60s, I remember. At this point, I don't remember. But I do know that he having prepared breakfast 3 months older than the son who brought me to my knees when he died. I mean, that will be one of the significant markers in my life as it made me look not just at myself, but to look at God in the eye with the same kind of discussion that you were saying. And say, who am I? Who am I to have to endure this and to have to also celebrate and return him to your place, your home, and to dress him in such physical clothing, spiritual clothing, so that when he enters, you will know. You won't be confused because of everything that people in this society has said about him, and people in this society has brought from him or made him do in order to survive. You will not be surprised at his return at this point, and he will be known. He will be known. And as I began to think about his path from here to the ancestors, I'm grateful to hear you say he's a 16-year-old ancestor sitting with us in this space, visibly affecting us. And that's why we, in this circle, the sun is what? Rising. That is our sons. At this point in time, there's so much for us to create this kind of experiential womb. That's what we're doing. That's what we have to do. And we're doing it. But we have a name to do that. Does that make sense? So that's what we're starting, y'all. This is a movement. Everything we do is
What just touched my heart is what Sister P said, and you reiterated, is that the main thing that I'll take from this meeting today is that even though my son threw me when I gave birth to him, he doesn't belong to me. He belongs to who put him in my womb. And letting go, there's a part because we're moms, right? And I know I'm always telling my son, especially when I'm like getting on discipline, I'm like, I'm your mom. Like you're my son. and I think there even times, there was he basically was falsely arrested. And I remember telling the police officer, that's my son. You guys are gonna get my son, but now to hear this morning, and I mean, like sometimes these things, but just really sitting here this morning, like, yeah, he's my son. At the end of the day, he comes from him.
and you are human.
Yeah.
So that's to me the major takeaway for me. I am your mom. Back to the point about called. And I'm saying to them, you called me to do this.
Yeah.
Now you called me to do this. So you have to take some responsibility for what you called into existence when you said, will you be my entree, be my portal?
Yeah.
I said, yes. Now you see what you got. So let's work on this. Because
Equip me.
yes,
Like,
yes, yes.
yes. Know me. You know,
That's
I'm
right.
partnered with this young life.
That's right.
And I
That's right.
can't covet. I felt like I coveted Anthony. You know, I used to tell my boys, you act like you princess kids. Like, what? You out here doing what? And to see him like but I remember that whole situation. The part that stands out to me so vividly is when I was faced. I ran into the program. We talked about that in the beginning. I wanted to run through the yellow tape like it was a TV show, and then my spirit got me in check. Kind of grabbed in the collar, held the collar, with my foot, and I got grounded. And I walked that perimeter, and I saw what I needed to see, and I was just such a calm. And then when I came back there and acknowledged that it was him, I asked the children to join me and give thanks. And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because you know him. Like, how could you? I understand you, but you would have not known this love. So be grateful that you had." And not knowing that that was like my spirit walking through that.
Yes.
And so now it leads me to in this chapter, I don't want to be a body with a spirit. I want to be a spirit with a body.
Yes. And we will be continuing to see ourselves face that same question. Am I a spirit with a body, or am I what they call a temple? Body being the temple. In Christian tradition talks about the body as a temple for Christ. Well, once again, we can go through and see the word and so forth and see how that terminology came into existence. Right with which and so we really are grateful. I can't tell you how grateful I am to be sitting with you know, 6 in the circle, and we want to take a moment and close to close the circle that the part of the circle that the people in the community share. But I'm going to ask you to stay so we can close on what has been opened to nurture, opened, what you've opened, what I've opened, what you each have opened. And that opening, we want to make sure is opening does not put you in a vulnerable place, but in a stronger place. The opening gives you strength. So we will be back here
On the 7th.
on the 7th. And we will be back here on the 14th. 7th and the 14th. 3/7. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, question. Not coming in, think about something, you too, how we raise our children differently. Like hockey or, organization. Anthony Taylor and Lene Atlas Engelbrechtson, Melanin in Motion. And they give our BIPOC different chances. No, being up now, we're different, actually, raising our children the way we were raised and experiencing how valuable they are.
It's so powerful. Thought, please.
I would just say if we to what the boundary of the box that put around us in this 25 by 25, we've got garbage burners and fast food and these ideas of where we belong. When we are the descendants of, you know what I mean, the great ones, like we're the beginning. So how I always played hockey, and I was like, "You're gonna be the first black hockey player." And my 9-year-old son was like, "No, mom, black people made hockey." Right?
Yeah.
So it makes me think about what our when our options are being given to us by mainstream society and the system. So you have to kind of give yourself that infinite possibility and abundance of what they can do and let them do it. Anything outside, they're really great at it. How often do we hear 4 choices, 1 right answer when you say, what do you want to be when you grow up? The education system has trained us 4 choices, 1 right answer. So I say do it all. My daughter's like, I'm gonna be the black Barbie. I'm like, yeah, go do this, go do that, go do that. I do all things. Meet with my counterparts that believe in the European framework. They're like, well, you gotta buckle down. Like, I'm more than one thing. All things.
Okay.
And so how do we live and walk in that ourselves? Be a forfeit that freedom to live and walk in that abundance.
I think that it has to be said that Anthony Taylor with Melanin in Motion is my son, my oldest son. That's right. That's right. And then Robert, who performed for us, and Navin, who is an amazing grace to the planet, is my son, and Zachary is my son. So this rising sun from the sun really sit with each of us. And that is another thing we have to start to realize is that that is ours and name the part that is not ours so that we will stop trying to make it all ours and make it all have done wrong if everything is not visibly as we think it should be. So thank you for mentioning that. You didn't even know that.
Telepathy, you guys.
Well, thank you all so much. Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great rising.
Great rising. Yes.
Great glory.
Yes. Great glory.
Thank
you.
All right, you up? Yes.
Yes.